me and you. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at two, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at two, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Me and you. No sides to choose, just truth to speak. We lift the voices they try to keep weak. From indie halls to the bright lit stage. Every fan, every fight, every era, every age. This ain't war, it's a brotherhood, a safe space for all, like it always should. No gatekeeping, no divide. We stand together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at two, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at two, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Can't date this a brotherhood, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Can't date this a brotherhood, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at two, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at two, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Me and you. No sides to choose, just truth to speak. We lift the voices they try to keep weak. From indie halls to the bright lit stage. Every fan, every fight, every era, every age. This ain't war, it's a brotherhood, a safe space for all, like it always should. No gatekeeping, no divide. We stand together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at two, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at two, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Can't date this a brotherhood, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Can't date this a brotherhood, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at two, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at two, no tribal lines, just sides to choose, just truth to speak. We lift the voices they try to keep weak. From indie halls to the bright lit stage. Every fan, every fight, every era, every age. This ain't war, it's a brotherhood, a safe space for all, like it always should. No gatekeeping, no divide. We stand together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. No tribal lines, just respect me and you. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Me and you. No sides to choose, just truth to speak. We lift the voices they try to keep weak. From indie halls to the bright lit stage. Every fan, every fight, every era, every age. This ain't war, it's a brotherhood, a safe space for all, like it always should. No gatekeeping, no divide. We stand together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Are you ready? Together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you.
Hello. Okay, there's mine. Save that. I have sound. Give me a second. I'll fix yours too. This is what happens when we're running late. Okay, say something.
Something.
Okay, I think we're good now. Sorry about that. Let's go
Can you
ahead
hear
and
us now?
run it back. He, she says, and all those who slay. It's time to break down this week's biggest wrestling news and highlights. Welcome to Kicking Out at 2. I'm Michael. With me is the human highlight reel of hot takes, the Sultan of Smack Talk, the Queen of Chaos herself, Tori. Hey, Tori, how are you?
I'm good.
I
I'm telling
am.
you, I can't live up to that. You keep hyping me up like that. I'm not.
Well, I'll keep hyping you up, and I'll just keep feeling like I'm, 112 years old because my legs are still killing me today.
From walking at the fair Sunday?
Still, still killing me. I
I drove 5 hours yesterday. Apologize for the bruises.
That's all right. Looking good, looking good. All right, we got a lot of news, so we're just going to go ahead and jam straight through it. Yeah.
Isaiah,
Hey,
how are
Isaiah.
you?
And hello, Kay. Sorry, we didn't say hi to you. We were fixing audios and stuff. Hi to you as well. All right. So, first and foremost, the Nielsen ratings. That was a big data shift. I know that's what we want to talk about today. That's exciting wrestling news, right? Is the Nielsen ratings. Nielsen has changed its measurement model from panel only to big data plus panel. I'm trying to turn off my ring on my phone because it's being loud. There we go. The shift lowered viewership numbers for pro wrestling, while other sports like baseball and NFL saw gains in it. It's just a change in it. The takeaway is that wrestling fans might see that the data is getting lower. Please, please, please don't think this is a bad thing on wrestling. It's just how they're changing how that works. So it's going to look like it's lower numbers. It's not actually lower numbers. The better news, though, which we may see sometime tonight, don't know, Cedric Alexander's short-term TNA deal. So he's not signed to TNA, and we still have this idea that someone's going to get picked up for the Hurt Syndicate. So
They already had the match.
Oh, did they already have the match? Did I miss
Yeah.
it? Did he show up?
No.
No? Okay. I was trying to watch it, but I was trying to get all this working, and I ended up missing it. Hey, Autumn, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling has pulled back in the U.S. There's going to be fewer U.S. shows due to attendance and roster fatigue for the New Japan crew. So unfortunately, we're going to be seeing less of them in America. It's understandable though. I mean, they're shifting over here trying to do USA dates while they're still shipping over there trying to do Japan dates too. Like at some point, you got to know that there's a breaking point when it's on the other side of the planet, or on the other side of the flat Earth if you're AJ Styles. One of the biggest things, though, that's happened over the past week is Andrade returned to AEW out of nowhere, pulling a Lex Luger in one show one day, the next day shows up the next. Come to find out, the reason is because he was let go and they decided not to do the 90-day thing. They just said, you can go ahead and do your thing, so he didn't have to wait 90 days for it. I don't know if it's because they weren't worried about it or if they were trying to be nice. I don't know what, but
So according to what I read, he failed multiple wellness tests.
Yep.
But they never suspended him. Hey, go look at the Twitter chat.
Okay.
Like our group chat.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if he failed them, shouldn't you have suspended him for that?
You would
did none
think.
of that.
Yeah.
And then you just released him, which, I mean, I'm fine with because I'm curious to see what he does the second time around.
Yeah. It's a little weird. I agree with you. I would think that they would have done some sort of reprimand for it, but they apparently did not. So the question is that did they let him go? And since he'd failed drug tests, they think, well, he's already damaged goods. not going to go anywhere, or what?
Maybe.
What happened? But
Hey, Jillian.
they
I
well,
Go
so
ahead.
I don't. Did they sign her though? Like I saw she was on there to
He,
face.
he's wrestled ROH a few times too.
Okay, cool. I still think they
Yeah,
had a
it
missed
does sound like
opportunity.
it too, Stampede. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Um, I think they still missed the boat there. I still think it should have been Izzy. I think that was a great idea.
I agree completely.
She lives there in Florida. It made perfect sense.
Right, Lady
Yeah.
Alpha, and I agree. But if it wasn't the first time, why was there no suspension like they've done with so many others that they've said? I noticed no graphic yet, but I'm hoping they keep her. She's been doing a lot in ROH too.
Yeah.
So, but if this was not the first time, why was there no suspension? If that's why you kept him off TV, you've never been shy about that.
Yeah.
Why are you being shy about it now? Like I said, but if they did, then why did you film multiple tests? So that's the problem with their phrasing is he filmed multiple tests, but you did nothing about it
Yeah. I mean,
other than just keep him off TV because you had nothing to do with him anyway.
we can speculate. I mean, multiple tests just means that it was more than one. Maybe he failed the test. They took him off TV, had him come back to retest, failed that still. Maybe that's why they're saying multiple. I don't know.
Possibly.
But he's in AEW. He's in a massive faction that just seems to keep growing. So I think we both agree that at some point soon, it's probably going to devolve at least a little bit. And then on top of people returning to AEW, we found out Santos was not renewed. And we're already getting messages and tweets from people over there saying, "Hey, maybe LJI or LGI? What is it? LJI?
LFI,
LFI? LFO? LMFAO? I don't know.
whatever.
One of those. That they're talking about. We need to grow a little bit and become
But
unstoppable."
wasn't they? He turned it down.
Yep.
See, I am so here for them, the talent turning down contracts.
Mhm. Well, and
Like if you don't think you're getting what you're worth, say no.
so an interview came out today with Cross and Scarlett, and I haven't got to read it yet, but I did see the highlight of the reason I turned WWE's contract down. So apparently, if it's not bait, because it could be clickbait, they
Right.
offered him something and he said no, which makes this story a whole lot different than what we were thinking.
So there's more to it too, because Scarlett said in an interview today that she asked about her contract and they said, we'll get to it once we're done with his.
Yeah. And maybe that's why he turned it down. Maybe, hey, we're a package deal.
She said in the interview that she was like, that came off as really misogynistic to me.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, it is.
Yeah. A quote I did hear specifically from it, though, so this is actually a quote from Scarlett's mouth. They were talking about them going to AEW, and they basically said it wouldn't be fair because their plan right now is they want to go back to WWE. So if they get back to a big place, they want to go there, and it wouldn't be fair to him for them to go over there waiting for the other shoe to drop for them to go back to the so.
Stampede, I agree. That's pretty weak. And then Kevin Nash said something today about royalty checks.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was like half of what it was before. He said it used to list like this much for this and this much for this, and now it just says like licensing or something and an amount.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I don't want them in AEW either. I don't think they fit.
No, I don't think so.
But I love just do your thing on the indies. If you're good and you can do it, do that.
Yeah. So WWE has also got a new approach for NXT call-ups. We've kind of seen this a little bit already, but in the past, the call-ups in the Vince era, they were basically stripping NXT overnight, grabbing as many people as they could. It doesn't matter if they were in a storyline or not. There were situations where someone was in a storyline in both shows for weeks, because they needed to finish up over here, but they wanted to put them over here. And then sometimes those stories didn't match because, like, we had that, speaking of Cross, we had that with Cross a little bit. Cross was finishing up stuff over in NXT where he was being built as a monster, and then they had him do, some spots in the main roster dressed like Farouk's baby brother. Like, that I don't know what was going on, but they decided that they wanted him and didn't want it to finish. Now, under the current structure, call-ups are going to be handled quietly and more flexibly. Talent can still finish their NXT programs before actually showing up on the main roster television. WWE values having veterans with TV experience in NXT. Some brought in solely to mentor or run full NXT arcs. And we kind of see that right now. We've got Lyra, which, to say she has a lot of experience, maybe not a lot, but she has been up on the main roster for a while, and she did come from NXT. So her kind of flirting back down there, doing the thing with Tatum Paxley and her deal with the culling. Maybe that's kind of what that's a part of too, is like wanting to bring some relevance down there and bring some value down there. Meaning maybe one of them's being called up, or maybe the group's being called up, and they want to give them the help that they need on it. So it is good that WWE is going to be focusing on a smoother transition and try to develop some sort of stability in how that works, because it would seem like just overnight we'd lose all of our NXT stars, and then we're just going to start over. Like, the show sucks for a little while because there's nobody really of name value there. WWE's Unreal Season 2 has been confirmed. Confirmed by Fightful, WWE Unreal Season 2 is in production right now, co-produced by Netflix and NFL Films. The director, Chris Weaver, was filming at SummerSlam for Seth's cash-in segment, so we can kind of guess that's probably about where that's going to start. The tentative release date for that right now is January 2026. I will say I really liked Unreal. It was a lot different than I was expecting it to be. They really kind of teased it to be this major behind the scenes, we're going to learn nooks and crannies and all that. And we got a couple of shots of the writer's room, which honestly, in hindsight, looked a little staged. But like, it was more of a situation of the things we've seen before, of like, here's kind of how we make a story and here's kind of how we make it go. So it wasn't anything really too deep. So I like where they're coming with it. And friend of the show, Christy, she's very new to watching wrestling again. She was giving me some notes on it. She really liked it because it showed the personalities of some of the people. She fell in love with Drew McIntyre. Hey, speaking of Christy, there she is. And Bianca Belair, because of their prominence in that show and kind of showing them off as a person. So.
Stimpy, that's a really good question that I didn't look at.
I don't know. I know there was stuff on the whiteboard. That's something obviously I would think about, but I don't know. I might have to go back and look at their actual pages on the table and see if there's anything actually on it. Just holding some blank pieces of paper. Season 2 aims to show even more of WWE's creative process and possibly build momentum for the next for the NXT transition of trying to move everything over there, except for stuff that we want to watch that's going to be on ESPN for $30 a month. I didn't say that. But if we listen to Stephanie, get a VPN.
Right? If you do that, let me know. Did you catch any of NXT tonight?
I catched a few things. I had some technical issues of my own while you were also having your technical issues, but I did catch a little bit of it.
The inspiration came out to their old music. Their Iconics music.
That's cool.
Or at least the start of it was.
Yeah.
It's all doodles and dollar signs. Is it really, Stimpy? Like, seriously, that's all that's on it? I mean, I would be doodling in a meeting like that, so that's fair.
Yeah. Overdrawn caricatures of Triple H and Vince going, it's good shit. Michael Oku's growth. Michael Oku did a interview where he was talking about his growth in AEW and his growing of leaps and bounds of his character work and his in-ring work. He gave all credit to Speedball on that. Speedball has been mentoring him through their tag team. And so he says that Speedball has basically guided him through high pressure matches, teaching him logic and ring awareness. And so he appreciates all the mentorship he's been getting and says that all his success right now is because of Speedball. That'll be a good match.
That'll be nice.
Yep. Do we know which Mystico it is? Just curious. All right. Priscilla Kelly, Gigi Dolan, if you're nasty, on almost making it to the main roster. So she did an interview saying Kelly, Shotzi, and Tatum were actually told that they were going to go up to the main roster before they got cut. So they were actually looking to bring them up as the trio of all three of them coming up at the same time, which would have been awesome. I think that would have been a great injection into the women's division. So it's interesting that didn't come to be. She called the trio's NXT run her happiest time. It was real chemistry, authentic presentation. They even had a high-profile stand and deliver win and a title match against Liv and Raquel before the sudden release. Kelly emphasized, "You can be the best in the world, but if you are booked like shit, fans believe you're shit." And she's not wrong at all. So in that process, Shotzi's contract wasn't renewed. Gigi got released, and Paxley is now with the Culling. So interesting where all of that ended up. I did see that she challenged Shotzi. It's a nice little story that they're telling with that one. Yeah, absolutely. Hall of Fame spotlight. We talked about Mickie James already, that she was being inducted in the Hall of Fame. However, some new news came up for it. They have decided who's going to induct her. Have you seen who it is yet?
For Mickie?
Yeah, for Mickie.
No.
Take a guess who you think would induct Mickie into the TNA Hall of Fame.
Victoria.
Exactly right. She basically said, like, as soon as she heard that she was able to pick who it was, she called up management, flat out said, "Look, I'd love to have my best friend Lisa to come and do it for me." She said literally within the hour, she got a voicemail back from Victoria, Lisa herself, bawling because, like, they didn't even question it. They immediately called her, said, "Hey, do you want to do this? Do you want you specifically?" So very nice that we're going to get to see that.
Love that.
Those two had some wild times in TNA together, and then of course both being in the Fed together too.
And you know how much I love Lisa. So.
Absolutely. For those that have not heard the story, we got to see her in person, face to face, and we both, like, it's one of those things, like, you see the presentation on TV and the divas at the time, like we're talking Kelly, Jillian Hall,
yeah, Candice Michelle,
all beautiful people on television, absolutely beautiful. Victoria is the most naturally beautiful diva I've ever seen.
On that jersey behind him is Candice Michelle's, Victoria's, and Tori Wilson's signatures. And her standing next to Candice Michelle and Tori, and I'm like, she's so pretty. I did not find Candice Michelle pretty in person. I don't know why. Just wasn't impressed. Tori was pretty. But Victoria was just so good.
Cross promotion and brand battles. Obviously tonight we're having the crossover. It was supposed to be the invasion, and then some things were talked about, and they said we shouldn't call it an invasion, so now it's called a showdown. But the highly anticipated NXT versus TNA men's elimination match was actually just happening as we were getting on today. I can't wait to go back and do that. They were talking about the plans may have shifted on that, though, behind the scenes. Additionally, questions linger around Laredo Kid's contract status. Several within TNA believe he is still on loan from AAA as well, but officials stress that the door remains open for a future return if that ends up falling through. MLW, I didn't even really want to put this on there, but it's something that came up in the newsfeed, so I figured I might as well. There was a match between Alex Hammerstone and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle has officially turned heel. He said that the King of Bros era is done. Now it's time for the era of the Rude Dude. I'm glad we could.
The fact that it's 2025 and you're calling yourself the Rude Dude like it wasn't a game in the 80s or 90s is just as embarrassing as your name being Matt Riddle.
Legal and real life fallout. So this is the major and the last bit of news that we're going to talk about today is Rajah Jackson was finally charged just this past Thursday after the KnokX Pro incident. Rajah Jackson is facing serious charges after a violent real life altercation with Psycho Stu at KnokX Pro in August. Per Los Angeles Times, Jackson will face 1 count of felony battery causing serious bodily injury and 1 count of misdemeanor battery. Prosecutors plan to seek a sentencing enhancement due to great bodily injury suffered by Stuart Smith, also known as Psycho Stu. Jackson previously arrested in September and was released on a $50,000 bail. Is expected to be arraigned later. Was actually last week. It was later that week. I have not heard if he has actually been arraigned as of yet. I saw an interview that had what's his name? The lawyer that was in the Nexus.
Mark Sterling?
No, in the Nexus.
David Otunga.
David Otunga. Thank you very much. An interview that he was on with the podcast, and he was saying that he's been giving his thoughts on this throughout the entire time because he's like, I feel like I'm oddly qualified to talk on this since I'm A, pro wrestler, and B, a Harvard lawyer. So he did say he talked about the fact of the enhancement. He said the enhancement's not a lot of things that people know about is that once you've been hit with it being a bodily injury, depending on the severity of that bodily injury, you can do a sentencing enhancement, which adds 3 to 5 years to it. So whatever he gets, they're trying to get even more on the end of it. So still a sad situation. Everything I've seen, though, Stu seems to be okay. I know that Rampage has talked about paying his dental bills to fix what happened in the mouth, which is good on him for covering that. He should. I mean, it would have probably happened anyway, as far as Rajah covering it by the damages itself. But it's good that his dad was like, "Look, I'll take care of that for you. Don't worry about it." So good on him.
You've seen the new Statlander shirts, right?
I have. I sent you the Statlander shirt, so of course I've seen it.
Did you see what Nyla said 2 hours ago?
I did not. She's a menace, and I'm sure she said something wildly inappropriate.
He's gonna go hard come June.
For those that don't know, so now that Statlander has the title, she has a new shirt that says Straplander, which I'm sure is not the first time she's been called that for other reasons. But anyway, we will move on. Before we move on, though, to the 3 count, I want to go ahead and drop our Dubby advertisement. So thank you, Dubby.
Kicking out at 2 intern Ace Finley here. And before Michael and Tori hit the ropes and dive into the latest in the world of wrestling, let's tag in one of our show's partners, Dubby Energy. If you're looking to fuel your grind, whether it's late night booking sessions, streaming, or just surviving Monday, Dubby Energy's got your back. No crash, no jitters, just clean focus. Use code KICKINOUT, all one word, at checkout to get 10% off your order. Now let's get back to the show.
Thank you to our wonderful intern. You're doing your job. We appreciate it. Someday I'll pay you.
Is he though?
I mean, enough to have it be a free intern. All right, so we'll go ahead and get to the 3 count. We're gonna continue doing the snake order. We've done it the last few times. I kind of enjoy it. Doing it more based on what we're talking about versus instead of just all three at the same time. So the first one we're gonna talk about though is yours. You want to talk about Anna Jay and Jamie Hayter.
Oh, such a good match. I do want to say, like, honorable mention to Tay Mello and Tony Storm, because that match was fantastic too.
Yep.
But Anna Jay has rarely been put into a main event type situation. She's done the job for a few people, but in general, you don't see Anna Jay in those one-on-one main event spots. It wasn't a main event match, but being in the ring with Jamie Hayter right now is a main event match.
Yeah.
Like, it just is. Jamie is hot as hell right now. So being in a match with her on a show like that is absolutely a main event spot. Anna went out there and they killed it. The match itself was really good. Anna's not giving up and fighting from under. She was actually fighting from on top for a while, but then fighting from underneath too. When she got down, she came back out. It was good to see them actually use Anna in a way like that. So I'm hoping we get more of that. I honestly think her and Ty Mello should be the first tag champs.
I can see that.
That's just one. They've been the original tag team, like from the beginning.
Yeah,
it was those two. But I just props to Anna Jay for as many matches as she's had that have been horrible. Seeing her having more of these big time important matches is nice. She was an A1 from day one, so she did her run with the Dark Order where she didn't really wrestle a lot. She's had some injuries. Absolutely, 100% Stampede.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say too. Yeah, they really elevated Anna even in the loss, and the loss was. It was kind of a quick hit end. It wasn't I'm going to beat you down for a while and just pin you.
Right.
And that's why I was a big fan of it, because they put Anna in that position. So I hope this leads to bigger things for her and Tay Mello too. They both just went out there and killed it. Yeah. And that's what I think made Anna look so much stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it was definitely good to see Anna get that spot.
Absolutely.
No, not dog spot.
Not my liver spot. All right. Second one is mine. I want to give some love for GCW, The Last Frontier. And specifically give special thanks to the unofficial wrestler of the Kicking Attitude podcast, Kid Bandit, who faced Joey Janela at GCW The Last Frontier in Alaska. First of all, for those of you that watched our interview with Kid Bandit, she is from Anchorage, Alaska. Excuse me. She actually even went to high school, just like a stone's throw away from the arena that they were in. This is the first time she has been there since she started this journey to wrestle. And so, big deal for her. Also facing Joey Janela, he's been in mainstream wrestling before, and he still has had his name there, despite not being part of the AEW run anymore. But the match itself, I would say, was probably match of the night. It was the pre-main event. It started off respectful and clean. Of course, it devolved very quickly. There were spots where there was being DVD'd through a door. There was she got suplexed off of the apron to the floor. Almost hitting her leg on the ring post on the way down. There's a corkscrew splash she did off of a ladder. It ended with a package pile driver on the chair as the finish. But she definitely proved like she belongs in a company. She belongs somewhere, especially like a GCW at a top level of the card. There's a great balance between a spot fest, storytelling, and even just the wrestling itself was really good wrestling. Yep, she just went over to Japan. She actually just tweeted her breakfast earlier, which just like the time difference. So definitely good luck for her out there too. I know she's killing it. I know she's loving it. At some point, if she ever slows down, which I hope she doesn't have to slow down, but if she ever slows down, definitely want to try to corner her and see if we can get her back on to give us an update, because it's been a while since we talked to her. We'll go ahead and go into my number 2. I want to talk about the Garcia and Matt Menard aftermath. The Death Riders had a match against Lethal Priest and Billington. Garcia tapped out Lethal using the Dragon Tamer. Post match, though, was the thing that I found which was really important. So Daddy Magic and Garcia had a little back and forth. It was very cold. It was very personal. And Garcia basically said, like, the emotional hook of it was, when I am hanging with you, I was a loser. Just saying that basically his entire downfall has been because he was hanging out with Matt Menard. The audible shock, the I loved you line that gave soap opera level storytelling. Too bad Vinny's not in the room. It would be good for him to be a part of that as well. AEW nailed this.
And the line of that took a shot at Nigel too was just,
yeah. Him basically saying, like, if I would have stayed with you, I would have been like a useless leech, or I believe he said mooch, like that guy right there. Parasite. There we go. That was the word I'm looking for. Great line. This heel arc seemed like it was never going to come. They really slow burned it, but it's worth it at the moment. Like, at the time, I was always wishing that they would pull the trigger quickly, but the slow burn may have been the best thing to do, because now we get to see the pain of Daddy Magic and him having at odds right now. So I like it. You want to talk about Tony and Stat, and I don't think anybody in the world is going to have a problem with that. So go ahead, talk about Tony and Stat.
So Tony has her match with Anna, which was with Tamello, which was a great match. Great match.
Yeah.
And Big Stat Daddy, as they have started calling her, which I don't hate. She comes out so they can talk, and Tony's like, okay, let's talk, and just lays down in the middle of the ring. Stat, not to be outdone, lays down so their heads are opposite directions but right next to each other. And they start having a back and forth on the microphone. And at one point, Stat reached up and started like petting Tony's face. And I'm like, did we get the old Skinamax back? What is happening? And then Stat, they go through this, and Stat's like, it's not personal, but I'm not giving it back, basically.
Yeah.
And I appreciated Tony's line of, if I had to lose it to someone, I'm glad it was you. Because let's be honest, at this point, Stat should have had the title at least twice before this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Between injuries and everything else, they just haven't been able to pull the trigger on it. She's in a great position right now. If they do this right, this could be a great run for Chris Allen.
It absolutely could
I don't see her losing at Wrestle Dream. I'm so excited we get that match.
It's gonna be good.
But then they're like, we don't have to wait, and they get up and they just start throwing hands with each other, and I'm like, this is how the women's division should be.
Yeah.
Like, it's no different than the men's. Y'all want to go? Let's go. The women are like, oh, we can do that. Let's go. Hands on site.
Yeah.
So
This,
the way that they're using Stat right now really makes me happy for her. And I just hope they do more with it.
yeah. I do also want to give just AEW some credit for this, because we've said for a while that like the big thing was storytelling, and it was match, 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 and spot, spot, spot. They have been showing lately that they're going to be smart with this, and they're going to do some promos instead of brawls, and keeping the fans invested in what's going on, and not just overcompensating with a great match. So it's good to see that we're doing this. I think this is going to be a great difference maker as far as what type of match we're going to see. And then we still got a couple of weeks on it. So what we're going to do from here could be fun.
10 days.
We're going to go ahead and go
Okay.
to another one of yours. We're going to talk about Maxine Dupree.
Okay, so we saw this video on Twitter of her training with Natty, which has become a very common thing
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people, especially the talent that you don't see in the ring a lot, or the ones that you see in the ring that just know their game needs work. Natty and TJ's contribution to the business should never ever be overlooked for the rest of time. But there was a video of Maxine training, like going through her day, getting ready, going to training, and going through a whole progression of moves with a male opponent. And then at one point she stops, Natty kind of walks her through something, and she does it again. And I'm like, okay. And then I watched the whole thing as a run, and it just as a solid run by itself.
Right.
And I'm like, give me this Maxine on television. Well, guess what they did yesterday?
Gave us that
They
Maxine on
gave us that
television.
Maxine on television. It wasn't perfect. You can still see that the moment is still a lot for her.
Yeah.
But the way that they made that match and how she won it, I'm so here for it. It
Yeah.
was so well done.
Well, you messaged me and you talked about the fast count, and the first thing I thought was, well, Becky had been giving attitude the entire match.
Yep.
And so I'm good with her fast counting that last couple of counts, because she's just like, screw you.
But I'm okay with the fact that it's a controversial win, because it's still a win.
Yeah.
If they're going to play this right, Pierce can say, she beat you, so she gets a title shot. And then have somebody that's going to be Becky's next feud, or somebody have AJ cost her that title.
Mm-hmm.
Put the title on Maxine. It's not going to hurt anything.
No.
She goes through 6 or 8 weeks of fluke wins and then loses to somebody. Okay.
Yeah. Like, nothing against her, but she has a Kelly run.
Yes.
Like, Kelly wasn't amazing in the ring. She was good.
She got better.
But have her have she just lucks into some wins, and she gets it, and then we call it a day. I thought either that, or even with the training, Maxine's not quite good enough, and Becky loses it, and then we get Natty, not Natalya. We get Natty to come out and handle business.
So, honestly, though, if we're going to do this, have her, like I said, go 6, 8 weeks. Have her have an unknown opponent, and it's somebody like Jada Parker that you know when they put them on the main roster is going to be a big deal,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Jada beat her. And then Jada has a decent little run. Maxine gets a couple title shots, and her career goes on.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she couldn't get to it again if she keeps getting better. But if you take the person as she is right now, she's good on a microphone.
Yeah.
She can talk. The wrestling is getting better. And we've talked about it before, how we've seen Maxine's progress from when she first came up to now. You can see the amount of work that woman is putting in.
Right. Absolutely.
So I'm good with it. Put the title on her.
I'm down with it. Give her the title. I'm good with it. Speaking of given titles and wonderful opportunities for women's wrestling, before tonight, because we won't talk anything about what's happened in the NXT show tonight. However, to lead up to it, the Inspiration won the Knockouts tag titles. So nostalgia and opportunity kind of coming together to give more credence to the TNA team, excuse me. Because now you're dealing with the women's champion over there and the women's tag champs over there. And then you still have the wild card of a girl that they didn't want anymore. And she's willing to go in there and really back them up. So it was a nice little turn of events. And it's always good just to see people get their flowers. I think now Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, formerly Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, for them to get their flowers and get those titles, like I think that's a wonderful thing to do anyway. Plus,
and it's not hurting anybody for me to say, like, they came out to their Iconics music tonight, and I love it because I was a huge Iconics fan.
Yeah. I will say, like, the idea of taking them off of, because it was on the Elegance crew, right? I also kind of wonder if that's a little bit of like they're gonna have to relook at that with what happened with Dana or Ash,
and we still don't know what it is.
We
still
don't.
Haven't said what's wrong.
The only thing I've seen, which I okay, so this 3 counts over. This is Michael standing on a soapbox. The only thing I have seen is that Ash has said that she's going to step away from wrestling for a bit, and she's going to be doing an OnlyFans. And all I have seen today is people bitching and moaning and making fun of these women that are quitting wrestling and doing OnlyFans. If it is 2 consenting adults, one selling something and one buying something, why we got to be hateful about it? They're doing what they do.
Okay, so she already had an OnlyFans to begin with. Like, she's had one for a while.
Right, but what she's saying is she's going to focus on that for a while. And so, okay.
I do kind of wonder if there was a minor injury, but it became a mental health thing.
It could be. That's what happened with Cora Jade. She stepped away because of her mental health. She's found a home in OnlyFans. And cool. That's your business.
Works for 'em.
Yeah.
We ain't hating.
I've had and currently have friends that do OnlyFans, and you do you. Like, I'm not doing it, but I'm not going to fault you for doing it. Like, it's your body. Do what you want with it. It's amazing that, that people in America can say that. It's a woman's body. Do what you want with it. I mean, they can do what they want with it. Let me clarify. I don't want to sound like certain people. They let me do it. I'm glad we're almost over. Welcome to our last show, folks. Michael gets them canceled. They're going to put a tariff on our show. That's what's going to happen. And Canada's going to pay it. Damn Canada. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
So we actually have a new thing that we're going to start doing. Normally this is where we would do the main event and we talk about just anything that kind of comes up on Twitter or comes up in the wrestling zeitgeist. But this is going to be replaced by something because as we talked about last week, we have started Gimmick Table Media. And previously when we talked about it then, there's the logo right down there. And if you look in the description of our Twitter page, there is a link tree there that has all the stuff in there. Well, I have been
I'm going to look at that because I don't ever look at our
page. That's a great co-host. Thank you. Appreciate all the hard work I do.
I do appreciate all the hard work you do, and I tell people all the time how hard you work. I don't work hard. I just show up and be funny.
You show up and be funny, and sometimes late, but it's okay. So we're going to start taking this spot to introduce the people that are part of our group here with a little segment we're going to call the hot tag. And every week we're going to bring a clip from one of the people that are in the group. But before I show the group, we talk about the clip we have tonight. I just want to say how amazingly blessed and how much I love what's happened, because over this past week, we started with 2 shows when we did this. When we talked about it last Tuesday, it was us and it was Moonlight Tarot, which is our wonderful friend, Jess Skywalker. She used to do wrestling content as well, and she stepped away to do something she loves and enjoys, which is doing tarot readings and all that. Go over there. She's killing it. The link to that is in the link tree that's on our channel. However, since then, things have kind of blown up. Literally. But what's ended up happening is we've gotten quite a few other people to join us in this wonderful community. We love them so much. We've got Suds and Squared Circle Media, so Vinny and Angela, and I haven't met the other co-host. If anybody is in the chat that knows who the other co-host is, I don't want to leave her out of the conversation. I know he does. He has one co-host for the Suds news stuff, and then another one for Doc Side of the Bay. But they do soap opera content. And then sometimes Vinny also throws in wrestling content as well, just as a comparison between soap opera and wrestling, which is kind of nice because that's something like you and I have talked about that in the past, of like wrestling basically is a male soap opera. That's basically what it is. So they have joined us. We have also been joined by our wonderful friends, the people that, as far as I'm concerned, we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for them. The Run and Wrestling podcast. So Big Mike and Sped. What's happening? What's up? Sorry. So they've also joined with us as well. And then the one we're going to talk about today is the Wrestling Divas podcast, a relatively fresh group that has been put together. So we have Autumn and we have Kay. As you know, is Lady Alpha, who's always in our chat and always very pleasing to talk to and always very supportive. They have the Wrestling Divas podcast. It's essentially it's a women's perspective. It's also a novice wrestling perspective, as they're both pretty new in their fandom. So it's things that have went on here lately rather than things that have went on in the past. It's a wonderful, wonderful watch. I got to sit in their chat today, as did Tori, and we had a lot of fun in the chat with them. They were planning a Halloween episode. I recommend going back and watch the episode today to hear about what's going to happen in the Halloween episode. Which brings me to wonder, should we dress up for Halloween? No? Not even a little? Not a mask or nothing? Okay. Well, take all the fun out.
Dress up for Halloween?
No? Okay.
I mean, if you ask some people, I've been dressed up for Halloween for 6 years, so...
And those people are called Nazis. The thoughts of Michael Llewellyn don't necessarily... Anyway, you're dressing as Halloween as Big Mike.
You should dress up as Big Mike on our show. That's what you should do.
I should dress up as Big Mike. Okay. I gotta find an Alabama hat. Bama.
Roll Tide.
I mean, if I do that, are you gonna do Sped?
No. No, I'm not.
You draw on the facial hair? Put on the cap? I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the Wrestling Divas podcast. So our hot tag, we're switching gears and we're tagging in our friends, the Wrestling Diva podcast. We're going to check out a clip of theirs that they had here recently. And then we'll talk a little bit after. So here they are.
Why? I don't understand why we're still facilitating the ruse here. Or the ruse. We all know the Kaiser is El Grande Americano. We all know this.
Clearly it's not. They're in the same picture.
Yeah, no. The guy I saw last night did not have a mustache. The guy in the picture has a mustache.
Well, you can grow that pretty fast, I hear.
Not that quick.
I'm going to keep buying into the bit.
I
There are 3 of them, so... I mean...
right. Are you sure?
Just
Just
in
three?
house.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the other one to pop up. Because I half expect that to happen too. Anyway.
Oh, I forgot to turn off the 3 count.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was listening when they were doing that one, and I poked a little fun at Lady Alpha because of the ruse. We're perpetuating the ruse. But wonderful ladies to listen to, wonderful to talk to. Hey, Final Boss, baby, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Always good to have you in here. So definitely go catch them. What you saw above that little clip there was our schedule for the entire group. And there's actually going to be a couple of more shows that are going to be announced here probably in the next few weeks. Once Raw and SmackDown go back to some regular times after not being in Perth. So those will get announced there. She announced it on her show, so I feel like I'm okay announcing it here. I think that's fair enough. She announced it on her show earlier, so it's already out in the ether. So with us stepping away from Chairshot Sports, we no longer have an after. Oh, thank you. I was waiting for some sort of confirmation. That's why I was trying to vamp there for a bit. With us stepping away from there, obviously in this group, we have lost content for after show reviews. And so we're going to be doing. Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to start doing Raw, the Aftermath, and SmackDown, the Aftermath. And so the Raw Aftermath is going to be Lady Alpha and myself over on her channel. And then the SmackDown Aftermath is going to be Big Mike and Lady Alpha also still on her channel. So
Nice.
Be great to have that. So she'll have the
I
best
guess
of
I
both
missed
mics.
the Big Mike part, so I'm a big fan of that.
So look for that coming out here soon. We'll be doing those directly after Raw and SmackDown go off the air. We'll give it a little time for people to settle in. Maybe go grab a snack. Not a snack, because we're a snack, but grab your own snack. And we get a giggle for that one? Man. But anyway.
The snacks are on that podcast you just showed.
I know that's right. I don't know. We got between the two of us, we got a snack on this show. I'll let y'all decide which one that is. We all love Lady Alpha and Big Mike. Absolutely. See, all right. How many blushes is that, Lady Alpha? First of all, you Final Boss. That's the first answer to that question. The next one is, I think my partner is, and those two girls over there on that channel. Y'all are all snacks. Num num num. Get you some. Anyway, this is devolving. I probably shouldn't have drank that. Don't drink a podcast, folks. Don't drink a podcast. That just means you got a little bit of everything. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That means you got the mac and cheese and the ice cream bar. As the last pop this week, first of all, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm not going to go too far into that because I do talk about that most of my days at work. I do work in a cancer center, and so unfortunately I am very apprised and very cognizant of what's going on in the cancer world. But go get checked, folks. Be there for people that need the help. It's a very horrible disease that has to get dealt with. Cancer in general, and then of course breast cancer. So many things physically and mentally that does to you is horrible. So go get checked. Go get yourself taken care of. October is also National Bullying Prevention Month. That's a reminder that everyone deserves to feel safe and respected, both in the ring and out of the ring. Words and actions do matter, and standing up for each other can make the difference in that fight. Let's make sure that we're being kind and we're making the kind of community that lifts people up, celebrates their differences, and make sure no one ever has to fight alone. And we will make sure never to let you fight alone. So just catch us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky. Sign up for the Kicking Out Do Discord right down there in the lower to catch us on Thursdays when we do play some games and have some fun.
Speaking of, have they got that fixed yet?
So they had a update drop today. So I'm going to test that out probably tomorrow. And hopefully we don't lose everything and we'll be back to GM mode this Thursday. If not, we'll be shooting some more kids. I should probably rephrase that.
Yeah, you probably should.
We'll be making kids cry. No, that's not any better. No, we'll probably cry because we're bad at it. But that's a whole other
We suck
conversation.
at that game.
Catch up on all those so you can share your faves and keep this conversation going. Good night, good night, good night. Make sure to go look at our Twitter page, and you can see the link tree of all the wonderful people that are part of this community now. The Gimmick Table Media Group is something that I'm hoping is just going to grow and continue to help each other. That's what the community is all about. If you yourself know somebody or has somebody who is part of a media source of some sort of content creation, it doesn't have to be wrestling. That's the big thing that we want to poke here, is that it can be anything. We have tarot readings, we have gamers. It's not part of it. One of our members of the group does a D&D thing. It doesn't have to be wrestling. So anything, have them give me a DM, slip in my DMs and let me talk to you and see if maybe you can be part of the group too. We've been having a blast all day in the chat of our group. We've also been having a blast just this last couple hours with you guys here in our chat. So thank you for being here. Thank you for making this fun. We will always appreciate that. And in the meantime, and in between time, we will catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2.
We stand together with pride worldwide.